What's going on, everyone? Good evening. How is it going? Sorry for the slight delay. Had some more tech issues. I feel like I have technical issues every time I try and stream these days. Luckily, it didn't take me too long to fix. So we're back. The FA Cup small mini break has finished. I mean, it was only a week ago since the last FPL game. And obviously, we've got 2 more days till the deadline now. I don't know if I've enjoyed this break. Usually I like the breaks because I do a lot of FPL stuff. It's nice to be forced to stop thinking about it for a while. But this break I've been thinking about wanting to do with my transfers so much. And I still don't have a 100% what's the word? Concrete answer for that yet. Like, I don't have it definitely in my head yet. So we'll talk about that. I know my last video was titled something about Salah, and this one is too. But there's a lot of people talking about whether Salah's really essential this week. Obviously, the one thing that's obviously happened this season is we've got options, and we've got a lot of options that are performing. And then when you make a big move for big hitters and it backfires, and it makes you... I must admit, I'm finding it tough to make decisions because I've made so many bad... I mean... Getting Pogba was good. Got Kane in. Got points from him. But I suppose getting points from Kane for 12.6 million, you'd probably expect it, right? But making that big... I feel like I'm still suffering. I know I bang on about it a lot. Still suffering a bit from that Salah and Son move because I'm kind of second guessing everything I'm doing. Like, I feel like I need Son back. And if I think back to what I said before about Son, if he's got fixtures outside the top 6, I definitely want him. Then I really should just get him back. So yeah, like Adam says, maybe a bit of burnout. Permanently scarred by Salah and Son. Look, all I need is a big rise up the ranks. I feel a bit better then. I feel a bit better. Hopefully that's it tonight. Hopefully my stuff's all set up, so I'll get out the game week preview screen in a second. Nice to know someone from around here. How's it going, Sam? I don't know if you're talking to me or not. Another one tuning in from Auckland. Nice. Oh yeah, nice. We're all set up. Interestingly as well, I'm doing a little test right now as we stream. So I was thinking about, just to not talk about FPL for a sec, I was thinking about getting Sky multi-screen so I could watch a game in this room while streaming. You know, something I've talked about a lot, and I liked FPL Family Stream when they did that the other day. But I actually figured out, I should have known this already, that I can just actually stream it through my PlayStation, so I don't actually need any new equipment. My PlayStation's right here, it's like literally just there. So right now I'm streaming something on Sky, just to whatever channel, just to see if my internet can hold up with streaming something and obviously streaming a show, so I could watch a game, as well as streaming to you guys. So that's a little test ongoing. I want to do that at some point on a weekend. I just want to test numbers if people are interested in it. Whether I need to do it at like 3 PM on a Saturday when there's a few games to talk about, or just maybe watch one game like, you know, United versus Spurs. So yeah, it's holding up pretty well. I mean, the good thing right now is my little boy's in bed. Whereas if we're doing this on a Saturday afternoon, we'd probably be playing Fortnite, which will probably hurt the connection a bit. But it's pretty good. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Well, I guess I can't fully shut up, because if I did shut up, it'd be just like dead air, apart from a bit of music. But I'll shut up talking about that. You're watching my stream from Xbox and TV, 50 inches, lovely. I can't imagine seeing my big head on that big a screen is that nice. Your mix is super loud. What do you mean? The music? Yeah, I'm definitely... So I will do... I will do a stream during a game. I just... You know, I still say it all the time. Like, weekends are not easy to do stuff like this. Oh. You're saying the microphone's too loud? Okay, hang on. What about now? Is that better? Tell me if that's better. Maybe I just need to turn the music down. Tell me if that's better right now. If it's not, I'll turn the music down. Okay. Yeah, yeah, basically, for some reason, I loaded up the piece of software that I've used for 2.5 years, and it said that it needs to reauthorize, because you authorize it so that it can access your channel to stream to. So I had to do that, and then it crashed, so I had to close it down. And when I opened it back up, all my settings and stuff were gone. So luckily, it doesn't take that too long to set back up. But yeah, okay, microphone's fine. Hopefully that continues. Let's talk FPL. What's the first question? Well, there's 4 polls for a start. Thanks for sending those in. We got who to drop for Salah, if anyone. Best Man City attacking coverage. Obviously, they've absolutely smashed Rotherham and Burton. I'm hoping people aren't expecting those kind of scores against Wolves, because they might be disappointed. But hopefully they've got their mojo back. Obviously, got that great win against Liverpool, which is going to really boost confidence. So Best Man City coverage. I didn't do a none vote for that, because if people want to get them in, they'd rather just hear who to get in. Salah and what are the Liverpool options? So I could only fit in 5 options. So you got Salah plus 1 defender, Salah plus defensive double up, plus Mane and 1 defender, and Firmino, I think. That's more than 5, isn't it? I don't know what I wrote down, but you can see. And then on Arnautovic versus Rashford, that came in as an option, although with today's news that Arnautovic is kind of pushing for a move to China, I feel like that poll will be highly influenced by that. So, Kneejerk has got punished over Christmas. You're glad that I fell down the ranks. Thank you. Thank you. Is there any FPL on Twitch? I'm not sure. To be honest, ways to build up my YouTube channel. Make some videos, be consistent. Job done. Talk about pizza and beer. People love that on streams. 101,000 people have bought some this week. That seems not that smart. Matthew, I'm only joking. Like, it was a stupid move, Salah and Son. Look, the bad news for you lot is I'll be banging on about how much of a bad decision that is for the rest of the season. Disappointed that is Salah essential? The title of the stream wasn't a poll question. All right, I'll put it in now. Luckily, there's space. You probably have to refresh the stream to answer it though. Is Salah essential? Yes. No. Job done. Poll is up. You particularly enjoy streams when I'm drunk. Yeah, they won't happen that often, but we might have another one before the end of the year. Going to China is basically career over. I mean, there's talk of Carrasco coming back from China after just 1 year to Arsenal. I mean, I'm not sure I see that going ahead, to be honest. Do I trust Everton defence? In short, no. I don't trust them at all. I trust them about as much as I trust my little boy to leave him at home and not play Fortnite. And he's going to play Fortnite. Spoiler alert. That's a really bad analogy. But anyway, yes, no, I do not trust them at all. I think if you've got Lucas Dean, then fair enough. There's potential attacking returns there. But I think I just think defensive returns, clean sheets, just not happening. I don't see one against Bournemouth. I'm probably going to talk about... I'm probably going to transfer Keane out this week. I feel like if I start talking about my transfers, I'll be talking about it for ages because there's so much going through my head. I think I know the route I'm going to go. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough this week. Is he a young ninja? I mean, he got 1 win. He was extremely happy about that. Is Hennessy out of favour? Well, I think... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he lost his place due to injury originally. But I don't know if I want to pronounce his name. The replacement for Hennessy has been doing well. And obviously there was that whole Nazi salute picture, which probably didn't help matters at all. But that did happen after he was not dropped through injury, but he was injured, I think. So... yeah, if you've got Hennessy, it's probably going to be a problem now, but if you've got a spare keeper, you can probably just wait and see. Am I making changes? Yeah, I've got 2 free transfers, basically, and that's why I'm probably going to get Salah in this week. Other than the fact I just think he's a great option over the next 4 or 5 weeks. But the thing is, if I just make 1 transfer... Well, I could do Keane, for example, to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I could just save the other transfer and keep my team as it is. But I don't know. I just feel like Rashford and Salah can outscore Anderson and Kane. Although Anderson has been in good form recently enough, maybe not the last few game weeks. Obviously, Arsenal's going to be a tough-ish fixture for them, but at the same time, Arsenal have been pretty poor defensively. Like, I wouldn't be backing Arsenal for clean sheets anytime soon. So, I feel like Rashford and Salah, and I'm going to want Salah in. I'm going to want to captain him. I know that Kane versus Fulham next week is a good option, but and even people saying the defences are tough that Liverpool are going to come up against, and they might not thrash them 4 or 5-0. Look, they probably won't, but they're going to win those games, you'd imagine. And Salah will be right up there. And there's talk about the fact that Salah, the last 2 games have been 2 penalties, which I did mention myself. And that's what actually made getting rid of him more annoying, that it was 2 penalties. But one of them was against Arsenal. I didn't really expect points in that one anyway. So if he'd blanked, it wouldn't have put me off anymore. So really, it's just that one game where he got a penalty outside of Arsenal. So I'm probably still going to go for him. I think I'm going to do it this week. Now, the question is then, do I take a hit to bring in a Liverpool defender? Probably not. Yeah, maybe ditching Kane to Rashford and Felipe Anderson to Salah. Going without any premium strikers. There is a little part of me that just worries if I'm doing it at the wrong time. Like, that has been a good strategy for a lot of people up until now. But will that continue? A lot of the time, strategies don't necessarily work for the whole season. You've got to change. But I can basically get Salah in for free, and then maybe do a defensive transfer the week after. And it means keeping Hazard. I could get rid of Hazard and I can do Hazard to Salah for free, and keep Kane. So that is another option. But I don't know. I just got a hunch about keeping Hazard over Kane. Yeah, Aubameyang is a bit of a. I mean, here's the thing, right? If I do Kane and Anderson to Salah and Rashford, that keeps me to 2 premium players only. But it also leaves me a lot of money in the bank. So I could get Robertson and Trent at the back along with Alonso. So I'd have a big defence plus Salah and Hazard and then 2 cheaper strikers. Or if I wanted 3 premiums, I could do Kane to Aubameyang, keep Hazard and do Sané to Salah. Then I'd have 3 premiums, Aubameyang, Hazard and Salah. And I could do next week maybe Alonso to Robertson and have that Liverpool defender. But the only thing is there, I think then I'm worried more about their prices than what they can do. Like, Sané is in our teams because he can definitely outscore that price. So I shouldn't really worry that he's not a premium player, because he can score like a premium one. I just think Man City are going to steamroll a few more teams over the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, I think I want to keep Sané. So really, it's Kane or Hazard having to go, and I'm going to stick to just 2 premiums, and just hope that, like they have over the course of the season, these cheaper players score like premium players, or get close to. Son captain this week. I mean, a few people are talking about that. I just think there's, regardless of what you think about Man United this season, the defence has not been watertight, right? No one thinks their defence has been good this season, but that potentially could be a tight game. I feel like Son's been in good form, but there's got to be better options for captaincy than him this week against Man United. Yes, it's at home, but that's Wembley. I don't know. I know, like, people think I'm just biased because it's Man United, but I mean, do you really think that Spurs are going to put like 3, 4, 5 goals against Man United? I mean, they don't have to put that many away, obviously, for Son to get points. They could just win 1-0, draw 1-1, and he scores the only goal and gets 3 bonus, and you're laughing. But I don't know. I just captain the player against Man United or any top 6 team. It's not really for me. I know I said that about Salah against Arsenal, and obviously he did well, but I mean, that was a penalty. Son's not on penalties, so not for me personally. But if you think they're going to beat Man United and he's going to be in the points, then go for it. I think I think Man United are actually a bit of an unknown for this game because obviously under Solskjaer they've done well. 5 wins in 5. They just got a clean sheet against Newcastle. They're trying to attack. They're trying to score goals. They are scoring goals. So in that respect, they're good. But only 1 clean sheet in those, at least in the Premier League games for Solskjaer. And you just don't know how they're going to perform and how he's going to set up tactically. Does he have the tactical nous to, great use of the word nous by the way, to get one over on Spurs? The one thing I'll say is you've got to think that the players have been getting quite a lot of stick this season. You know, a lot of people saying it's Mourinho's fault, but other people saying that the players just haven't performed for him. You'd think they would be really up for this to kind of show that it's not just the easy teams they can beat, but they can actually get in and beat the big teams as well. And a win over Spurs would be massive right now. You know, they arguably can still go for a top 4 place. You know, it's going to be tough, but I mean, that would show some real intent to get that top 4 spot if they could beat Spurs this week. So, yeah, that's a long way of saying I wouldn't captain a Man United player, a Spurs player against Man United personally, but obviously there's no reason they can't score. I just think it'll be tough. Kane's the highest scoring forward for the last 4 games. You can't be serious to get rid. So here's the reason I would possibly look at getting rid of Kane. He's been overperforming his stats a little bit. You know, that was it against Cardiff where he just kind of bowled it in, and then there was a penalty I think in the last match, not the last Premier League match, but the League Cup. And apart from that, he didn't really do very much. Son's going to be leaving soon, and the big thing for me is he's 12.6 million. Obviously, Salah's a little bit more expensive, but they're kind of close. It's like 13.3 versus 12.6, and I need to captain one. And I just don't think it's going to be Kane. I'd rather captain Salah. So I have to find a way to get Salah in, and I've got to make a sacrifice. Now, it could still be Hazard. And I could still even get, I think, double Liverpool defence and Salah without getting rid of Kane. Would mean getting rid of Alonso and Keane. But I don't think that's that bad. So I'm not 100% for getting rid of Kane, but that is where I'm leaning towards. Plus I get to have Rashford, double Man United. That'd be nice. Well, it might not be nice, but the thought is nice. Happy New Year, Eddie. Kane will hurt you like Salah and Son. Trust and hold. That's what I was talking about at the start of this. That's what I was talking about at the start of the stream. Like, it's tough to. I'm finding it tough to fully back my thoughts just because of that really bad move. But my head and all the thoughts I've done is telling me that Kane is the one to sell. And maybe I'm like I said this in the video. Kane has scored points in each of his last 10 game weeks. Now, to be fair, the bigger scores or the more attacking returns have come recently, I think. Kind of the last 4. So, if you're talking about form, last 4 game weeks, then he is in pretty good form. No denying that. But everyone's saying that he's been consistent over the last 10 game weeks. But he's only actually scored 8 points more than Hazard over Hazard's last 10 game weeks. Which is not a big thing. Obviously, the answer I got on Twitter was, well, I'd rather have 8 points than not. And of course you will. But it's not a massive variance. And Hazard's obviously cheaper as well. And I'm not going to captain Kane. So that makes me feel a little bit better at getting rid. But his ownership's obviously big. So that is a worry. I don't know, I think it's split. I think if I have put a poll up, haven't I? Oh no, I haven't. I wish I'd put up. I didn't want to put a poll up just of Kane and Salah because I know people are looking at maybe getting rid of Aubameyang. But I almost put a poll up who to get rid of. And people were looking at the Kane Meister. Hazard. The thing is, I don't think Kane will necessarily do that badly. I don't think he's just going to suddenly stop scoring points. Do you know what I mean? I've not really thought that all season, but I want Salah. Arguably, I don't need Salah in this week, right? I could just stick with what I've got, but I've got 2 free transfers, so I feel like I should just make use of it. But yeah, Kane and Anderson out could backfire. But at least it's tougher fixtures they got. It wasn't like the fixtures I took out Son and Salah for. Kane is the captain next round. Yeah, but who's Salah got? It's can't remember now. Crystal Palace. Yeah, okay, Crystal Palace probably not as good as Fulham. Sorry, not as good for goals against as Fulham. As in, do you know what I mean? It'll be tougher for Liverpool, but if they do get goals, you'd expect Salah to be in the mix. Obviously, the big hurt will be if Kane gets points against Man United and then it's Fulham, and then I'm worried. Nobody needs Salah. He's the hot flavour like Sterling was. It's hard to ignore him. I do think it's for me. It's different. Yeah, maybe I went a little bit overboard with my love for Sterling, and obviously I've gotten rid of him since. Obviously, he didn't turn out to be the captain that I thought everyone would not worry, regret not captaining. But I think Salah's different. He did it all last year. He's pretty much done it all this year, outside of the top 6 matches. So obviously the concern is that Liverpool have lost their last 2. They're only 4 points ahead of City now. Will the pressure start to kick in? And I think it will. I think we're a little bit off that maybe. I think if they're going to bottle it, maybe that'll be closer to the end of the season. They got pretty nice fixtures coming up. So he's not really fierce because I'm getting him because I think he's going to score points. Not because I'm worried that everyone else will get his points. I just want his points too because I think he's going to score points. And I want to captain him, and I will captain him like pretty much every game for the next 4 or 5. So, and he's probably going to go up in price again this week. And even if I don't get him this week, I will definitely want him next week. So, I then maybe paying a little bit more for him. And as part of that, I may still need to get rid of Kane next week. Now, I mean, you could get rid of Hazard next week, but I don't know. I'm probably going to get him. Stick with Kane. You can't have everyone. Or do I just get Salah and not worry about Kane because you can't have everyone? Also, for Salah, he's probably going to start every game for the remainder of the season. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he'll start every game, but yeah, he's going to start the most. But then, so is Kane. And arguably, Kane will maybe start a little bit or play a few more minutes. No, I'm not confused. I don't know if confused is the right word. I mean, I'm weighing up a lot of options and not 100% decided and trying to think about all the different scenarios as people put them in chat. But like I can see the pluses for keeping Kane for sure. I mean, I don't think there's a huge need necessarily to get rid of him, but I want Salah. Like if I was doing a wild card right now, Salah would be the first name on my team sheet, like 100%. So I'm getting him. Yeah, Salah's been close to rising for the last couple of weeks. If I didn't choose Salah, what would I do? I'd probably just do Keane to Trent or Robertson. I'd have to decide what I was doing next week if I was to go Robertson, because obviously cash would be tighter. But probably Keane to Trent this week, just to kind of get the ball rolling on getting those Liverpool players in. Otherwise, I'll probably just take the risk that he could possibly do something against Bournemouth and then make the transfer next week. I am going to hold Hazard one more week. Anyway, I think we've probably talked enough about my transfers. Thoughts on Hudson-Odoi? I mean, from an FPL point of view, nothing, is he? I mean, he looks like an exciting talent. Potentially, that's a price if Bayern get him that Chelsea will regret. But if he's not being promised games at Chelsea, then fair enough if he goes and gets them in Germany. Hudson avoid, I like that. Salah live transfer, it's been a while. Nah, probably not. I don't know, maybe I could. Press conferences tomorrow though. Team doesn't look bad enough. I think if it was for a hit and I only had one transfer, I would probably wait. But I have the two. So obviously, I'm sure people will say I could just do Keane to Trent and then still have two transfers next week and then maybe look at how to do that. And, you know, potentially, like I'm not, what's the word, foolish enough or naive enough, I suppose is better, to know that if I wait a week, then I'd probably look more at getting rid of Hazard because obviously he'll have a tougher fixture next week. But then he has some nice ones around that. But yeah, I don't know. Well, I do know. I'm probably just gonna get Salah. Admit Rashford is a big factor here. Yeah, it would be nice to have double Man United attack for once. Selling Kane will leave you light up front. Yeah, I know, but you've got to try and ignore that when you make it. So basically, it'll make me weaker up front but stronger in midfield. Does it really matter? It's Salah and Rashford versus Kane and Anderson at the end of the day. Try not to worry too much about whether I'm playing 3-4-2 or not, or cheap strikers or cheap midfielders. Kane hat-trick is due, don't you think? Sure, but I mean, people have been saying that for about 4 or 5 game weeks, so how long do you hold someone for when a hat-trick? I mean, what are you basing that on as well? I think a lot of the time, people are saying he's due a hat-trick because he scored hat-tricks in the past. So they just assume they're going to come for no reason. But stats-wise, no, it doesn't look like scoring a hat-trick. But obviously, any single game can have any kind of scoreline. I'd keep Hazard for now, but I think the one thing I'll say about Hazard is he has 3 out of 4 pretty good fixtures for the next 4, but then it's Man City and Spurs in the 3 after that, with Brighton sandwiched in between. So he does have some tougher fixtures coming up. So I don't know 100% how long term I keep him, but I suppose I'll worry about that more in 3 or 4 weeks' time. Kane is not due a hat-trick. Ha ha ha. Not really sure what that means, to be honest. I mean, if someone can tell me why he's due a hat-trick, especially against Man United, I'd love to hear it. You're looking at Salah, but your scenario, the premiums are Aubameyang and Hazard. Yeah, I mean, that's much tougher. Like, it is. Because Aubameyang's got a nice fixture. Salah's effective ownership should be noted. Yeah, I mean, it could be over 100%. Been half an hour in enough about Salah, yeah, fair enough. I'm just going with what people are talking about in the chat. Will Son play against United? Yeah, pretty much. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't. Yeah, I think Batshuayi to Everton would be super interesting, depending on his price, because I was looking it up. So obviously he's still owned by Chelsea, but because he never played for Chelsea, and I think he went on loan before the season started, they haven't priced him. Which I kind of see why they do that, but then it does stop some... Like in the past, you get some real bargains. Like, with Giroud and Morata there, if they knew that Batshuayi was third choice, you know, you might get like a 6.5 or something. But if he comes back and goes to Everton, and that's when they price him, then he's probably going to be like a 7.5. But that could still be good. I think with Everton's fixtures, I'd definitely be interested in him. Let's see if it happens. I mean, still got another, 3 weeks till the end of the transfer window. So lots of rumours, lots of stories, lots of non-moves. Have to wait and see. Is Aguero worth talking about, do you think? Yeah, I mean, Aguero's always worth talking about, right? I mean, he's kind of the forgotten man right now because a lot of people have already got 2 or 3 premiums and they're kind of happy with them, or they're looking at the likes of Salah maybe if they've not got him in. So it's where does Aguero fit? Is he fit? So, I don't know. What price is he now? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, he was ill, wasn't he? So we'll have to see if he's fine. We'll have to see what Pet says. I mean, I do think he'll start most of the games like he did earlier in the season. Although, I suppose 4 goals for Gabriel Jesus, even against Burton, can't knock his confidence. So obviously, decent fixtures for the next 3. I just think I think I'd rather have Aubameyang right now. You know he's going to start. You're pretty confident he's going to start. I do think he's got a big score coming. in that Arsenal team. As Apple Bonkers has pointed out on Twitter earlier, good for bonus too, because Arsenal just don't keep clean sheets. So I don't know. I mean, Aguero's definitely a bit of a differential, and I do think if he's fine and fit and not ill anymore, then he could be good up front versus Kane versus Aubameyang. I still think Sané and Sterling are probably the ones to go for, although Sterling not been getting too many good chances recently, but that could easily change in a team like Man City. So I like Aguero. I'm just not sure if he fits in right now. But again, if you're looking to maybe climb up and you've got space for the odd differential, could be worse than Aguero, to be honest. See you later, Matthew. Yeah, I honestly don't worry. Didn't take any offence. Mendy back soon. Will he be a concern to Sané owners? Yes, I think has to be. Once we know he's definitely back, we'll have to worry about that then. There's obviously nothing to say he definitely doesn't start, but I mean he's not 9.5 odd. So he's not cheap, so it's not necessarily that hard to upgrade to a more expensive mid if you wanted to, or even downgrade to like an 8 to 9 million, maybe even someone like Eriksen. So I'm not too worried about Sané right now. But yeah, so something to think about, but let's wait and see exactly how he gets on. Is this Alonso's last chance to deliver at both ends of the pitch? Yeah, with Alonso, obviously like Hazard, he's got fairly good fixtures in the next 4. With 2 away games sandwiched in between Newcastle and Huddersfield. I'm not really... I don't know, my opinion hasn't really changed of him. Yes, I agree, probably not as good as we'd hoped, but still scoring a lot of points. But obviously David Luiz has been doing really well for a lot less money. And if you need the money, if you're going to get someone like Trent Alexander-Arnold, and save a bit of money, then sure, why not? I think Liverpool continue to keep clean sheets. Alonso just hasn't been getting the attacking returns. Well, he's hit the woodwork quite a few times. And I just think this week, yeah, you're not going to get rid. Next week against Arsenal, yeah, you could get rid if you wanted a Liverpool player. But for me, I just not really needed the money so far. Like I could do, like I said earlier, Sané to Salah and downgrade Alonso. So it's not like I haven't thought about it, but most of that move comes down to me not wanting to get rid of Sané. So I've not given Alonso out too much thought because I've just not needed the money. I disagree with what's being said in the chat. It's not fear of what he can do. It's just, I always say this, you've only got a certain amount of chances in FPL. Just because Alonso is not performing for his money doesn't mean he should be the first one out if I've got bigger fish to fry. Should I be worrying about getting rid of Alonso before bringing Salah in? And if I don't need Alonso to fund that move, what's the rush to get rid of him? If I had a wild card every week, then that's a bit different, I suppose. Then I could look at getting rid of Alonso easily. But using the transfer to get rid of a player that's probably going to keep a few clean sheets here and there, maybe get some attacking returns. Yes, he's expensive, but he still scored a lot of points this season. Yeah, I mean over the season, he's got nearly as many points as Robertson. Although worth noting that he did start at 1 million more than Robertson. Robertson started at 6, Alonso started at 7. So they're coming down to the same price, but only now if you buy them. So if you add Robertson since the start, then you're laughing. But he's only scored 20 more points than David Luiz, for example, who started off 1.5 million less. I think, was Alonso 6.5? Have I got that wrong? I could have that wrong. I think I've got it wrong, haven't I? Yeah, no, sorry, he started at 6.5, my bad. So 0.5 difference, so he's just gone up a bit. So yeah, I mean, he's the highest scorers defender. Like, we'd hope for more, sure, but I don't know if he's done a lot wrong. Apart from not score a brace, like we'd almost become accustomed to. Like, I've said it for weeks now, I wouldn't begrudge... Like, last season, if someone said to you, I'm getting rid of Alonso, you'd be like, why? Are you crazy? This year, be like, yeah, okay, fine. Why not? He scored 5.6 points per game, which is only beaten by Lovren, Gibson, Robertson, Mendy, and Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters on 9.5, by the way. Like Alonso out, Lucas Dean in. Not for me. Just don't think Everton can keep that many clean sheets. Is it stupid to remove Son before the Man United game? I don't think it's stupid necessarily. I mean, like I said, I think it'll be a tough game, but obviously he's in good form. The thing is, you get rid of Son and he scores, I don't think you could be too shocked. If Alonso was your sacrifice for funds, which mid would you sell for Salah? I think it would have to be Sané or Hazard. I don't think I can do it for like Pogba, for example. Let me see. Yeah, it'd have to be a 4.3. So realistically, it's Sané. And to be honest, Hazard, I can afford Hazard to Salah for free. So Alonso's picking up points, but some could use that 1 million extra better in midfield up front. Yeah, I fully agree. And if you need that money, go for it. Maybe not this week. It is Newcastle at home, but yeah, if you need the money, sure, get rid of him. See, he could still regret it, of course, but I think the thing with Alonso, if you get rid of him and he does well, then I think you consider yourself, when I say well, I mean if he suddenly goes and scores a brace, I think you can consider yourself unlucky. Like if you'd done it last season, like when I transferred out Son and Salah, I wouldn't call that unlucky. Sure, I made a decision and I had reasons to do it, but in hindsight, they weren't good reasons. I got punished. Fair enough. If you get rid of Alonso now and he scores a brace, like that's just super unlucky. I don't think he's doing enough to warrant an essential place in our squads. I still think he's a good option, but probably not essential. Yeah, exactly. Other things to sort first, and that happens. Like I even thought about that just a minute ago when you guys were asking me about Hazard, and I was looking at the fixtures and saying how, next 4 are okay, after that I'm not so sure. But at that point, we're getting towards blank game weeks, double game weeks, free hits, wild cards and stuff, and if other injuries are happening and suddenly I've got a rubbish squad for a blank game week, or I'm not using a free hit, or whatever it might be, I've not looked at the strategy yet, but then suddenly I might keep a player like Hazard that I don't necessarily want, and you just get stuck with him in your squad. I mean, it's not necessarily that bad being stuck with someone like Hazard, but you kind of get what I mean, hopefully. Tempted to bring in Camarasa. Yeah, everyone's talking about him right now. He is what he is. He's a cheap midfielder. If you're playing 3-4-3, he's a great fifth mid on penalties, set pieces and stuff. Some people bringing him in as a fourth midfielder. I'm not quite sure he's that good. But I mean, as a fifth midfielder, as someone that you might get points off the bench, or you might have to play every now and again, like this week, for example, then yeah, I think it's a no-brainer to go for him. There's that McNeil guy that people are talking about, I think, at Burnley. Gotta be honest, barely heard of him until the Scout article the other day. And someone mentioned him in chat earlier. I think Camarasa just screams fifth mid to me. Like a good one, like a good fifth mid. What's up, Liam? Fourth mid for 3 big hitters, yes. But surely at that point you're going for 4 big hitters. Most teams, most managers, I would imagine, don't need a fourth mid like Camarasa just to fund 3 premiums. Not with the other bargains we've got. It'd be nice to see a City clean sheet against the Prem team before getting one of the defenders. Yeah, I don't think you need to look at their defenders right now. Camarasa flatters to deceive. Yeah, but I mean, for that price, do you need to do? You don't need to do much more than flatter into deceive. Thoughts on Eriksen for Son after this round? I think that's a good option. Obviously, Spurs fixtures are really good. He's been back assisting. The likes of Kane could assist Kane for plenty. Could assist Kane for his hat trick in the next game or the game after. But yeah, I don't think there's much to say on Eriksen. Obviously, with him, when you get him in for that price, you're not going for Pogba, you're not going for Sané, or you've maybe decided to go a little bit cheaper than Hazard. So you're obviously making a sacrifice. But I think he's done well since he's been back, and I think obviously Spurs are a much better team with him. There's still speculation over whether he'll sign new contracts, whether that'll play on his mind, I don't know. But I always think sometimes that if they're not signing a contract, surely they're then trying to impress other teams who might want to buy them to get a bit more wages out of them. But yeah, I think Eriksen's a good buy. How long will I hold Anderson for? I mean, that really depends. Probably not past this week, because I'll probably get Salah for him. I'm probably going to keep Richarlison out of the two. I think it's close between Anderson and Richarlison, but can't pass up that Bournemouth game. Let me just look something up here. Kane has Newcastle and Leicester, and his record against them is ridiculous. So he played Newcastle first game of the season, 1 point. And he only played 16 minutes against Leicester, 1 point as well. So not great this week. This season, but yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily pay that much attention to past records. I know the players sometimes you see players talk about records against previous clubs, so I don't think they're completely unaware of it. I'm sure Kane knows his record, but whether that really helps him, I'm not sure, to be honest. We've seen Newcastle be difficult to break down. Man United, yes, sure, Spurs are the better team, probably in attacking wise. Man United struggled to break them down, took a long time. Once one goal went in, they got another. And Leicester are just a really weird side this year. They kind of eke out like these 1-0s from nowhere, well, almost from nowhere, and then other times they're losing to easier sides, and so you never know what's going to happen. And Kane, look, FPL points wise, has been in great form. I think eye test wise, maybe not so much. So his record is good, but obviously there's different circumstances in different seasons, and I'm not sure. Not sure right now. I need to be worried about that too much. Music's a bit loud, is it? Can't be that bad. It's been on for like an hour. 40 minutes. Is Ali a better option than Eriksen maybe for a Son replacement? I don't know about that. I saw what someone just put in about the Stats Bomb article showing that Eriksen's changed roles. I still think I'd have to double check the stats. Let me have a quick look. His creative stats might be down, but I still think they're pretty good, aren't they? I could be completely wrong. Let me just have a quick look. About the last 4 game weeks or something. What's up, Jose? All the way from Kenya. Who am I captain? Probably Salah. When I bring him in. Hazard always talks about how he knows he'll score versus Bournemouth. What a ledge. So, can you get him to talk about how he scored a hat-trick once against Newcastle? So therefore he has to do it again. Yeah, fair enough. Less chances created than Son. And more minutes. Yeah, Eriksen and Ali not shooting much. That's the problem for me. Surprised at that from Ali, especially. Shots in the box, not that high at all. I just think with the fixtures there, those stats could improve. I don't know about... Eye test wise, I'm not sure Ali looks like he's going to score that much. Just maybe not getting into the positions like he used to. Probably because of Son. I think when Son goes, it'd be interesting to see how they set up. I'm assuming Lucas Moura just comes in if he's fit, like earlier in the season, and he'll probably be the furthest forward. I'm not sure that's going to help Ali and Eriksen too much. So I still think I prefer Eriksen just about. That Eriksen returning 7 of his last 9. Fact. There you go. Straight from Adam. Am I going to sell Fabianski for Etheridge? Nah, I don't think this time of the season is the time to be using goalkeeper transfers unless it's absolutely necessary. And Etheridge has obviously scored really high, but 3 big scores from penalty saves. Obviously, good penalty save. Good saver of penalties, but is he going to keep doing that? I'm not so sure. You have to stick with some faith when it comes to Fabianski and hope he can get me some points starting at Arsenal. Chelsea are close to signing Higuain. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that because he's getting on a little bit. I'm sure it's not a long-term transfer. I'm sure they're not expecting him to be there for the next 4 or 5 seasons. But he is a quality player. But he's not been... Don't get me wrong, I don't watch Serie A at all. Not even that often, but not at all. But reading that he's not really been performing, and hasn't for a while. That's kind of the vibe I get from what I've read. That could be right, could be wrong. So is he going to suddenly come over? The only good thing is I think he's played under Sarri before. But again, a little while ago. So whether or not he's suddenly going to come in and start performing, I don't know. But considering that Morata has just not done the business with Hazard or helped Hazard, can Higuain be any worse? I'm not sure he can. So it could help Hazard. I actually think, I don't know, I was a little bit sceptical about him going. False 9, striker, whatever you want to call it, but he's been doing pretty good. So I'd actually like him to maybe buy a winger, let Hazard stay there. Given his reputation, FPL would probably price him at around 10, 10.5. I don't think they will. What was Morata? Was he 9.5 or 10? Or was he 10.5? I can't even remember. No, he couldn't have been that much. I think he was that much the year before, wasn't he? 9.5 did he start, or 9? I'm really bad at price at 9. So I think they'll price Higuain around 9, 9.5. Excuse me. Morata was only 9. Imagine that. Did you miss much? Most of the stream. Whether or not you missed any good stuff, that's up to the debate. Pogba, it looks fine. Trained today, yeah. Happy with that. Should, by the way, do the Patreon shout out, which should be this one. Okay, yeah. So thanks to the producers, Dean P, Matchet, Gaz H, Melissa B, Ryan T.O.B, Robert P, Matthew H, Hayden H, Christopher M, and Scott S for all the support. The producer level of the Patreon. And new Patreon this week, Simon Barber. I also noticed Ian S, I think it was, upgraded his pledge, so thanks very much for that. If you want to check it out, link is in the description below. There's a monthly league that's going to be run starting from February with a $50 prize. So if you sign up for that, then there's a potential prize on offer that's going to be every month for the rest of the season, I think. And it also gets you access to the Discord channel, a little community building there where we're chatting about FPL through the week, through match days and whatever. So if you want to check that out, links in the description below. Thanks to all those guys. But yeah, $50 prize for the mini league. So if you want to sign up for that, if you have any questions, just hit me up on Twitter, email, or whatever, and we'll go from there. Any news on the mugs? So I've got mugs. They're being sent to the winners every month, but they're not the cool, really cool ones that I showed before. They're just the ones with the logo on. Great discussion in the Discord too. Highly recommended. Boom. Although someone did tell me that, I can't remember who it was now, told me they transferred in our Twitch early, and I was like, I'm not sure I'd done that. He's pretty injury prone, and then he went off after 20 minutes. Looks okay though. Surely they haven't produced anything. Silent producers, help me out. You get access to the Discord once you sign up. You get the link automatically. You quite like the break from FPL this week. Yeah, a few people saying that. I think it's just bad Christmases. Not obviously real life necessarily, but FPL wise. Do I regret not owning Aubameyang? Not yet. Maybe I will this next week. Come and see me again on Monday when I stream, when Aubameyang scored a hat-trick. So you saw that I posted something on Instagram. Yeah. I know I should use Instagram more, but I basically can't be bothered finding a photo every time to tweet. I can't even get tweets out. Twitter's great. I can just, if I want to say something, just pick it up. I can tweet a picture if I want. If not, I don't. Instagram, I have to put a picture up, and I just can never be bothered, really. I should do the streams. I did quite like doing those Instagram streams for like 5 to 10 minutes before, after, or during a game. I quite like that. So maybe we'll pick them back up. Let's do the polls in a sec. Give another couple of minutes. Go and vote on the polls. There's 5 altogether. Do them in a minute. You hope you can come back. You went 800 overall rank to 200k in 7 weeks. Ouch. That's an impressive drop, I won't lie. You've hit your wildcard early. Good luck with it. Hopefully it comes through. If you've hit wildcard early, you really need to pay attention to the blanks and stuff, and look at players who maybe aren't missing games, who've got double game weeks coming up and stuff like that, because obviously without the wildcard it does make it a little bit more difficult. Can you talk through your transfers? Yeah, it's probably going to be Kane and Anderson to Salah. Kane and Anderson to Salah and Rashford, I think. If I was wildcarding this week, who would be the one essential from each defence, midfielder and attack would I definitely include? Robertson or Trent, depending on squad value. I don't think or hope it's too much of a concern going for Trent over Robertson. You probably think by the end of the season, from now until the end of the season, Robertson will probably outscore him. I'm not sure it'll be enough to warrant 1.4 million though. I think Trent will play most of the games, and he's got attacking threat too. So, if they get a clean sheet and no attacking threat, Robertson does really smash the bonus compared to Trent. But yeah, I don't think there's too much difference. So a Liverpool defender, in short, Salah, and then for me, no, I'm joking. Up front, I don't know actually. Don't know. I mean, first name, I'd probably stick with Jimenez, but in terms of exciting transfer, if I could fit him in, I'd probably want Aubameyang up there. Ahead of Kane, maybe slightly. No one sells Kane second half of the season. Oh, this is what's wrong with this week. You can't have them all. Keep telling myself that. Batshuayi news worrying for Richarlison. I'm not sure it's complete. Is that going to be confirmed? Do we have a live transfer confirmation? No. I don't know if it's that bad news. We moved back to the left. Is that bad? Not sure. Plus better striker up front. Could help. Chelsea reject Barcelona bid for Willian. I know it's not really FPL talk, but does no one think that Barcelona chasing Willian again? He's going to be 31 at the start of next season. Like, seems weird. Thoughts on Mane's underlying stats? Last time I checked, I think they were quite, over the last 4 games, I think they were quite similar to Salah's. I mean, double check if you've got access, go and double check yourself. But I think Mane, the problem with Mane is I'm just never going to be as confident about captaining him as Salah. In any one game, I just think Salah's got that bigger score in him. So I just want Salah. I think double up on Liverpool is not out of the question though. So I think it could be a good option. Obviously, you could look at him ahead of, people were talking about Eriksen and Nally earlier. You could look at Mane ahead of those two, I think, with Liverpool's fixtures. That is something I've considered. There's just no one I really want to get rid of to fund it. But again, earlier on, talking about Sané and what we're going to do once Mendy's back, Sané to Mane, it rhymes, so it must be good, right? You like the thought of Barnes? Yeah, I mean, what can I say? Underlying stats-wise, he looks great. I must admit, I don't tend to try and watch Burnley unless I absolutely have to. So eye test-wise, hands up, I don't have it. Seen a few games recently, but not Burnley. But underlying stats are really impressive, and you'd think he'd probably keep his place for the most part. And he's a good price, and I think Burnley's fixtures are pretty good. Can't remember off the top of my head now. Yeah, I mean, Fulham's a great fixture. Then it is Watford away and Man United away, so tough enough. The Man United game especially, and Watford, I mean, I always feel like you never know what you're going to get with them. But for that's the wrong guy. Was he 5.6? Yeah, 5.6. I don't know if you can really go that wrong, to be honest. You get paid to watch Burnley, you aren't missing much exactly. Maybe if they paid me to watch him. Simon with the $2.99, thanks very much. You need Salah and you know it. I know. I want Salah. It's not no Salah. I want him. I want him, and I want to captain him. Job done. Actually, I need to check something. Can I? I'm pretty sure I can. Yeah, I got 2.6 million in the bank. We're just going to check that I could do... This is basically what I'm looking at, right? Oh, Rashford not made it into the top. That's what I'm looking at. We're still with money in the bank. £1.9 million. Could do a lot with that money. So that's an option, right? The other option is just this. Hazard. Hazard, get out of my team. Trade Salah. Job done. Keep Kane. Keep Alonso. Only 0.3 in the bank. So I could have Robertson and Trent, but it would be for Keane and Alonso. But I could do that for free. I could get Trent in for Keane this week, and then maybe Alonso to Robertson the week after. Like, this is not the worst. The only thing is, I can only afford that tonight. Or I mean, Salah's price might not necessarily go up tonight, but it could be close. So I can only afford that tonight. Maybe. So, I mean, that is interesting. Get to keep Kane ahead of Hazard. But I don't think that's the way I'm going to go. I think I'm going to get rid of Kane. Hate to say it. Hate to say it. That 15-point was so nice, by the way, for Anderson. So, yeah. Probably going to go this route. Salah, get in my team. I can actually, obviously not all in 1 week, but I think I can afford... Man United. 0.2 million. Wait, how the hell did I think I could get in Trent as well? I must just be an idiot. So that's probably what I do. I could just get Trent instead of Robertson and keep some money in the bank. Big sofa for the Fulham game. Yeah, maybe I just don't watch it at all. But that's what I'm looking at. And I'd have Alonso and Robertson, so I'd have a pretty good defence if they keep up some clean sheets. But yeah, maybe it included Alonso. I can't remember now. Just maybe I was drunk or something. Okay, let's do the polls. Would I ever captain Rashford? Probably not. I'm just going to captain Salah. I hate to say it, people. I know it's boring, but you know how it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Okay, hang on a sec. Just refreshing, just refreshing. No, I'm not hitting confirm. Gotta wait for the press conferences, you know. Well, there are only 0.2 million in it. Okay, first poll up. Who to drop for Salah? Hazard comes out on top, 40%. Kane, 27%. So Hazard beating Kane. Then Aubameyang on 15%. And 15% also saying go without him. So Hazard is the one that people want to get rid of. Best Man City attacking coverage. Sané, 53%. Not worried about Mendy coming back soon. Sané, 53%. Then Sterling at 26%. And Aguero only just behind on 20%. Salah and what other options? 47% going with just one defender, Robertson or Trent. 43% going for the double up. So that's quite high, actually. Trent and Robertson double up. Maybe Gomez when he's back, Van Dijk, whoever it might be. 5% apparently going with Firmino. 2% Mane and a defender, so still a triple up, but an attacking triple up, more attacking. And 1% saying just Mane. Arnautovic versus Rashford. Rashford smashes at 82%. I do have a feeling the China news kind of influenced that quite a lot. And then is Salah essential? Yes, 68%. No, 32%. So Salah essential according to a lot of you. And that Hazard should be the one to go, apparently. Cheers, Mr. Tips. Go and check out FPL Tips' channel. Rondon. What's the question about Rondon? Only Rondon is essential. Okay. The polls are in the top right corner. Click that little eye. Go from there. Right. I'm going to leave it there. I will choose what to do with my transfers. It's going to be Rashford and Salah. I'm pretty sure it's going to be that. I'm not doing it tonight just because of the press conferences. Like, if I have to spend another 0.1 million on Salah, that's annoying, but whatever. That's the way it goes. So that's probably what my transfers will be. My next stream, I was going to do it Sunday as normal, but I might do it Monday because Man City are the Monday game against Wolves. So got a bit of interest in there. Doherty potentially if he comes off the bench for me. Jimenez and Sané. So a bit of interest for me, and obviously at the end of the game week. So I'll probably wait until Monday to stream. Salah will be my captain. If you want to check out the Patreon links and stuff, it's in the description below. Like I said, access to the main league. There's a $50 prize every month now, starting in February. So you don't pay until February. Sign up now. You don't pay until February, and you get access to the Discord straight away. So check that out. And also, hopefully my Sky on my PlayStation is still streaming right now. So it looks pretty good for doing a live stream where I watch a match and talk about FPL. So watch out for that soon-ish. I have to see on the weekend when I get it. It'll probably be short notice, I would say. But we'll see how it goes. Otherwise, hit a like on the stream if you've enjoyed it. Much appreciated. Subscribe if you're new around here. Leave a comment below. Tell me how rubbish I am and how much rubbish I talk. And I'll catch you next time. Cheers, everybody. Goodbye.